Get the tissues ready. This one is going to be a tearjerker. Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 most heartbreaking LGBTQ+ movie moments. For this list, we're looking at all of the saddest moments from queer storylines on the big screen. Beware of spoilers ahead, as well as difficult-to-watch content. If you like what you're hearing, be sure to check out the full song at the link below. Number 10. Silent Night, Mysterious Skin. Mysterious Skin tells a difficult story that covers a wide range of issues, but is centered on a childhood episode that traumatized two young boys in very different ways. The inciting incident is being abused by their Little League coach, which results in Brian blocking out the event entirely.
And you just fell face first on the floor. Bam.
It's only in the film's final moments that he's reminded of what actually happened to him, after the two boys are reunited as adults. Neil comforts Brian as he processes this information in a tender moment that is understandably difficult to watch.
So I just stayed silent. I'm trying to telepathically communicate how sorry I was about what had happened.
Number 9. Hoy's arrest, Out in the Dark. Almost all queer love stories face an extra layer of challenge, but as if that isn't hard enough, this tale is about an Israeli lawyer, Hoy, and a Palestinian psychology student, Nimer, who fall in love. Things are complicated even further by the fact that Nimer's brother, Nabil, is involved in a militant movement. Near the film's end, after Nimer becomes embroiled in Nabil's criminal activity, Hoy has to distract the police so that his lover can escape to safety.
Okay.
Hoy is arrested, and tragically, Nimer doesn't even know what happened because he's already managed to sail away. Number 8. Felice being captured by the Gestapo, Emmy und Jaguar. This German film takes place during the Second World War and is set in Berlin, so you already know from the premise that it will be filled with tragedy. And just think, it's based on a true story. Two women, Lily and Felice, fall in love during this tumultuous time and begin a clandestine relationship that has countless hurdles to overcome. When Felice reveals that she's actually Jewish, she considers fleeing Germany, but decides to stay with the woman she loves, which ends up being a deadly mistake. She's taken in by the Gestapo and brought to a concentration camp, where Lily stops hearing from her in 1944. Number 7. Brandon's death. Boys Don't Cry.
Please let my baby come, please!
Boys Don't Cry was ahead of its time when it was released in 1999, telling the real-life story of transgender man Brandon Teena. Though modern audiences would prefer to see a trans actor playing the lead role, the movie was emotionally effective, an early stepping stone in representation for the transgender community. Brandon is tragically murdered after being attacked as a hate crime at the end of the film. This series of scenes is so enraging that they're difficult to watch, and should definitely come with a content warning for the targeted violence they depict. Number 6. The Phone Call, A Single Man.
Finally. You know it's been raining here all day, and I've been trapped in this house waiting for you to call.
So many LGBTQ+ stories follow characters in adolescence, so it's refreshing to see a film focusing on a protagonist who's in middle age. A Single Man focuses on George, an English college professor who's processing the grief of losing his partner in a car accident 8 months earlier.
Accident?
There's been a lot of snow here lately, and the roads have been icy. On his way into town, Jim lost control of his car. It was instantaneous, apparently.
In this scene, we see George receive the call telling him that Jim has been killed, and his sorrow is compounded by the fact that he is explicitly excluded from attending the funeral service.
The service is just for family.
For family, of course.
The acting is superb, with Colin Firth at the top of his game. Number 5. Albert's death, The Normal Heart. It's difficult to believe now that we're better informed, but at the onset of the AIDS crisis, there was so much misinformation about the disease that patients were treated in abysmal ways.
Why is all the food sitting outside their rooms like this? It's getting cold.
It's always cold because the appropriate staff won't bring it into the room, so it sits and rots until one of my staff can.
In The Normal Heart, the story follows activist Ned Weeks, who, at one point in the story, has to deal with his friend's boyfriend Albert dying from this new and mysterious illness. Because of the prejudices involved, he doesn't receive care or help from hospital staff, who only go as far as to wrap his body in a garbage bag and attempt to throw him out with the trash. It's a shocking and devastating moment that reminds us of the devastating toll the AIDS crisis has taken on the queer community since the 80s.
He's gone. He's gone. Come on.
Number 4. Carol leaving Therese. Carol and Therese meet when Carol is shopping for a Christmas present for her daughter Rindy at the store where Therese works in the early 1950s. The two women end up embarking on a relationship together, but Carol is in the midst of a custody battle for her daughter after going through a divorce. Carol finds out that she's at risk of being deemed an unfit parent because of her sexuality and makes the difficult choice to leave Therese behind.
Dearest, there are no accidents, and he would have found us one way or another.
Choosing between her daughter and the woman she loves is obviously not an easy choice, and it's a heartbreaking one to bear witness to.
So, I do the only thing I can. I release you.
Number 3. Andy's death, Philadelphia.
What do you call 1,000 lawyers chained together at the bottom of the ocean?
I don't know.
A good start.
Released in 1993, Philadelphia was one of the first major Hollywood films to focus on homosexuality and the AIDS crisis. In it, Tom Hanks plays a senior associate at a prominent law firm who is receiving treatment for AIDS and wants to avoid having it affect his job. Unfortunately, by the film's end, he succumbs to his illness after a long struggle and legal battle concerning his treatment in the workplace.
Good night, my angel.
The scene where his loved ones say goodbye to him is gut-wrenching, and his memorial, featuring video of him as a child, had us all wiping the tears from our eyes. Number 2. Kevin punching Chiron. Moonlight.
Yo, Kev.
Moonlight won Best Picture at the Academy Awards for the year it was released, which will come as no surprise to anyone who's seen it. The story is told in 3 parts, following the protagonist Chiron through childhood, adolescence, and finally adulthood. He faces many challenges being both black and queer, and in the second portion of the film, his close friend Kevin ends up punching him after a bully instigates him. The fact that this all happens after the two teens have shared an intimate moment together makes the entire episode all the more challenging to watch.
Don't you get up, bro. Stay down.
Before we wipe our tears at our most heartbreaking LGBTQ+ movie moment, here are some honorable mentions. Vanessa's family's homophobia, Gun Hill Road.
You can't just follow me around, Poppy.
Sit down.
I don't go following you around.
What's up with your hands, man? Put your hands down and talk to me like a man. I didn't raise you to be like that.
You didn't raise me.
Marie Antoinette's last kiss, Farewell, My Queen.
C'est pourquoi chaque prière, je vous fais cette prière.
Martha's death, The Children's Hour. Jean going to a concentration camp, A Love to Hide. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. The Shirts, Brokeback Mountain.
I wish I knew how to quit you.
The most iconic line of this romantic drama is definitely, "I wish I knew how to quit you," which encompasses so much of what the two men feel for one another. But the film's ending is even more poignant. After Jack suddenly dies, Ennis goes to Jack's family home and sees his childhood bedroom. Here, he discovers that Jack was keeping his bloodstained shirt from a fight they had on the mountain along with his own. Jack's mother lets Ennis keep the clothing, and in a flash forward years later, we see that Ennis keeps them hung in his closet, along with a postcard from Brokeback.
Jack, I swear.
Do you agree with our picks? Let us know in the comments. And hey, if you're a fan of the song playing right now, be sure to check out the music video for it right here.